Hello, my name is Ken, and I want to welcome you back to Deep Waters. This podcast is brought to you by Applied Strength Ministry, where we believe working together in our strengths is the effect of working out the will and calling of God in our lives. The title of this message is Living Dirt. This is a multi-episode series in which this is episode 3 of 3. He is still giving humanity CPR, and we see it with every birth of a baby. The doctor spanking the baby only infuses the lungs with oxygen, but it was born because of the breath of God. Isn't it strange that the granddaughter looking into the face of her grandma, who may have passed away, says without hesitation, "Grandma's not in there." When God leaves your body, you die. End of story and excuses, no matter how many doctors you have around you. Deuteronomy 30:20. That you may love the Lord your God, that you may obey his voice, that you may cling to him, for he is your life and the length of your days, and that you may dwell in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them. Who, what, why, where, and when? I'm not interested in this, but will share that it is a strange thing to not believe in the very thing that sustains your own life. Job 22:7. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he may gain much, if God takes away his life? John 6:33. For the bread of God is he who comes down from heaven and gives life to the world. Acts 17:25. Nor is he worshipped with men's hands, as though he needed anything, since he gives to all life, breath, and all things. Romans 14:7. As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations, in the presence of him who he believed, God, who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. Now, is it possible to see why God is totally against suicide? You see, the life that you were given is not your own. You did not create it, sustain it, or send it heavenward in its due season. It is not yours to take and do whatever the heck you want to do with it. This is why God also hates sin. You see, sin causes us to believe that we are our own, and that we can do anything we please. It is the same mentality that a child has when they drive their parents' car any old way they want. Now, reckless as we are with our bodies, is it any wonder why God will be giving us new ones down the road? Still not convinced? 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not your own? For you were bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. He gave us the garden, but we still belong to him. I include this next section at the risk of losing you in the depth of the message. This section is loaded, and it's like a giant box of candy. Do not try and eat the whole box in one sitting, although if you're anything like me, you will try. We will extract one fact from it and leave the rest for those of you who are ahead of me. 1 Corinthians 3:16. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of animals, another of fish, and another of birds. There is also celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies, but the glory of the celestial one and the glory of the terrestrial one is another. There is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differs from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. The body is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man Adam became a living being, the last Adam became a life-giving spirit. However, the spiritual was not first, but the natural, and afterward the spiritual. The first man was of the earth, made of dust. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As was the man of dust, so also are those who are made of dust. And as is the heavenly man, so are also those who are heavenly. As we have borne the image of the man of dust, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly man. dirt and spirit, done. So let's define the omnis of God to locate his precise location here on earth. I tried Waze and Google Maps, but had no success. DCOM defines these as such: omnipotent, almighty or infinite in power, as God, having very great or unlimited authority or power; an omnipotent being. Omniscient, having complete or unlimited knowledge, awareness, or understanding, perceiving all things. Omnipresent, present everywhere at the same time. I included these so that you know he is all in all. We are made from his seed and the very living and dead dirt he created. We are a type of him, but not him, like your kids are to you. Side note, and I know that this whole message may be a side note, when planting yourself in the elements of his world, be sure you are a dead seed. Jesus states that unless the seed dies, it cannot bear any fruit. Be a fruitful seed and be planted in good soil. And who can determine what God can do with good soil and a dead seed? Strange, but unless the seed dies, it cannot live to produce. It must die to live, and as such, we are the same. As we die to our own stuff, it is God who then lives in and through us. This is how we can produce the fruit of Jesus. Without him, you go on producing briery lemons. John 12:24. Most assuredly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much grain. Well, we talked about the quality of soil, seeds and their types, seeds are words, words are seeds, and how good and bad seeds are planted in dirt. This pertains to both the natural world and the spiritual world, additionally to plants, animals, and humans. Genesis 8:22. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. Well, that's it for today and for this episode. Now go plant a garden, in your spirit, of course. Remember, it's not what you find wrong or disagree with regarding these messages, but what you can take away from it. Together we can do more to impact the kingdom than if we work alone. Let's flip the script and kill, steal, and destroy the works of the enemy and create space for the light of lights to shine through into people's lives. Plant a seed and click on the like and subscribe button. Let's build this ministry together. Thanks, and see you next time in Deep Waters.